Okay, welcome, Sandy. Thank you for
Hello.
thank you for joining me today. And you are so just for those listening, we are with Sandy. She lives in Ohio, and we've been working together for a year and a half. And Sandy's gone from 235 pounds to 164 pounds as of today, which is a difference in 70 pounds. So kudos to Sandy. And yeah, let's how this call is gonna go or this podcast episode is we're gonna hear from Sandy. She's gonna tell us about herself and we'll let you know how we met too, how Sandy and I met. And then we'll do some Q&A about some overall health, about losing weight, what her doctors said then and what they're saying now. And then Sandy might add any of her favorite things about this journey and anything else. Um, yeah, so Sandy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 65 years old. I've had a weight problem my entire life. Um, I think I use food as a comforting tool. Um, I used it for just about everything, family get-togethers, when I was sad, when I was happy. It was like food was always, I just enjoyed having the food around. Um, I'm a Christian. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother of six. I truly love serving others. It gives me great joy. Um,
Okay, so tell us just a little bit more about that. Where do you volunteer at right now?
I volunteer at a women's shelter that help women that are in sex trafficking, addiction. We provide meals. It's open. The shelter is open 4 days a week for a certain amount of hours, and the women can come in off the street, and we give them food, um, new clothing, because a lot of the women don't have clothing. They don't have means to wash them. So we give them clean clothes. They can take a shower there. And we have a sleeping room where they can go in and sleep and have know that they're safe and no one's going to hurt them while they're sleeping. And they can rest. And then we pray for them and see however else we can meet their needs. Um, I do that once a week. And
What's
then
the name of it, Sandy? Because I love
it's called
supporting.
it's called Women of Alabaster. It's
Hmm.
in Hamilton, Ohio. Um, the lady that started this ministry, she actually has, there's two. There's one in Cincinnati, downtown Cincinnati, and then we have the one that's in my hometown, Hamilton. And it's all volunteer based. The people that do the work are volunteered. Um, we go off of donations, and we have people. We have quite a bit of people that do the that donate well to us. That allowed us to buy a church so we could open this ministry to the women in Hamilton. So, and we do Bible study every day there with the women. They can come in and do Bible study with us. So, um, yeah, it's a great ministry, and we Scarlett, the lady that runs the ministry, she actually is starting to go international. Um, they recently she took a trip to Mongolia to rescue children that are being sex trafficked there into China and Russia. So they were on the border getting the children back to
Wow,
where
that's
to keep them safe. So yeah, it's really it's awesome, but it's sad, but it's awesome that she's doing this. But it's sad that she has to do this.
yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, so that's one of your volunteer things.
yeah.
But there are 7 days in the week. And Sandy, I know you so well. I've talked to you almost every week for a year and a half.
hmm
Tell us
So
some of the other
so
ones.
I also volunteer at It's a therapeutic farm. It's called Hopeful Pastures. We use animals to reach children um, that have had a lot of trauma in their life, that are in foster care, adopted children, kinship relationships, and we help the entire family, not just the children. The children are our focus with the animals. It's all biblical based. The children are they get to pick an animal that they want to care for, and they learn how to care for it and bond with it and love it. And the relationship that those children have with those animals, it's amazing to see their
Oh,
little faces, how they light up when they see their animal, and the way they take care of them and brush them and feed them and love on them. And we have books at each station where the animals are at in the barn, and they can go in and they can sit and they can hold an animal and they can read to it, and it's just really neat. And we also have a another person with the child. It's usually an older child with this with the child, but that we call them pastor pals. So they're like a mentor,
yeah.
and they stay with that child through the whole session, and just kind of talk to them and see where they're at and try to guide them and stuff. And we feed them. We feed the entire group. Usually on Tuesday sessions, it's usually 150 people that we feed. That's kids, volunteers, and parents. And then on Thursday, we're like at 75. But the parents go into sessions with a company called Tried and True. They teach the parents tools to deal with kids that are acting out, and how to find the reasons that they're acting out, and to let the parents know it's okay to be frustrated. And it helps them, and they can bond with the other parents and talk things out and stuff. So it's a really great program. So I volunteer there during sessions. We do sessions in the fall and in the spring. And then uh, when we're not doing sessions, I actually do the gardening. I work with, we have a hoop house and we have beds and stuff. We grow vegetables, and so I take care of the gardens, and I have the kids. Eventually, I'd like to have the kids uh, learn how to can the food, preserve the food. So that's down the road once we get things settled. But yeah, we have all kinds of animals. We have horses, pigs, donkey, alpacas, lots of cats, three Great Pyrenees, our guardian dogs. We have sheep. We have miniature zebu cows, quite a few goats, chickens, ducks. So just about any kind of farm animal you can imagine, we have it.
Oh, wow. That sounds just
Yeah,
so amazing. They're so,
yeah. And I
that's,
volunteer to help take care of the animals also. So,
yeah. And then you also on a weekly basis do some service at at church, right?
pardon?
You also do some church service on a weekly basis.
Mhm. Yes. On Wednesdays, I actually clean the church on Wednesdays. I volunteer to do that. And then we recently opened a share center. It's been going on for 6 months now, where we have food and we have clothing, and it's open to the public on Saturdays, and people can come in and take what they need. Uh, we have some furniture, some medical supplies. We try to um, give them what they need. So I on Wednesdays after we clean church, I go to the share center and stock the shelves and sort through donations. And then Saturday we open the share center, so the families come in and take it. So we're there to help them, to pray with them, to see what their needs are, and to see if we can find it for them. Because some are families that are getting their children back from you know certain situations or whatever, and they're trying to start over. So they need like furniture, they need towels, they need sheets, things that people don't necessarily think of, but they're starting over and they're wanting to get start new with their kids. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's rewarding. So yeah.
Oh,
And we're working on giving out Thanksgiving Day dinners for our families. So that's the push this week, trying to get everything put together for that. And then on Sundays at church, I actually once a month I volunteer in our cafe where we serve coffee. I do that once a month, and then the other times I do children's church. So I actually work with younger elementary kids. So do that on the other Sundays. So
okay. Well, thank you. I'm just so glad that people like you and that you are in the world doing those amazing things for people. Um,
thank you.
this is an impromptu question, so it wasn't on that list of questions I sent you beforehand, but I'm just curious, have you found that becoming healthier and losing some weight, has it helped in positive ways in your ability to volunteer and to serve?
Oh yeah, it really has. I have more energy. Um, it's just like I physically, I feel like there's really not much I can't do at 65. I do a lot of lifting, a lot of carrying. I mean, it's amazing, and I can keep going. That's the main thing is that I don't tire as easy, and yeah, I think it's just that my stamina has really increased, which I
Okay,
love
awesome.
because I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like I can do more.
yes. Okay, yeah, and we'll get into more of that. So, do tell us a few places you've been, or maybe your favorite place, because I know you like to travel too.
Well, I like to travel, but recently I've been doing mission work. I mean, I for vacation. I mean, I've been to Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. I'm trying to think. I think that's it as far as vacation out of the country. On mission trips, I've been to Peru. Uh, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Armenia. I'm getting ready to go back to Mexico City the 6th of this month. So, or December, I'm sorry, December 6th, we leave for Mexico City. So,
And you
yeah.
also went to Israel.
Oh, yeah, I went to Israel. Yeah, I was there when the war broke out. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got stuck there. So,
yeah.
for a little
Okay.
while anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And you have some cute grandkids too.
Oh, I know. They're precious.
They are. Okay. Do you remember how we met?
I do. My daughter uh, was she was using your services, um, and she was just telling me about, well, Heidi says this, and Heidi's telling me how to do this, and it was like I never thought of it like that. It's like I think I might need Heidi because she would tell me things, like because she has a heart of gold, bless her heart, and she's had so many things in her life. I mean, she battled breast cancer at age 30, had double mastectomy, had a child at 35, you know, her last baby, and because we didn't think she would be able to have another child, and but yeah, you just gave her tools to think of things differently. It's like because she always worries about what other people like. I don't want to. I want to do right by this person, or I don't know why this person feels like this towards me. And you told her it's like you can't control. And I think of this all the time. You can't control what others say or do. You can only control how you react. And that was so profound to me. It's like, oh my gosh, I never really looked at it like that. And when I come into conflict with anyone or a situation, it's like some things I have no control over. I can only control myself. and that helps me so much. So yeah, so then the more Marcy would talk about how you were helping her, because you were helping her with anxiety, you helped her with her weight loss, I mean, and so I think Marcy talked to you about me and hooked me up,
Yep.
and I've been with you ever since.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And if any of you listening, if you want to hear more from Marcy, she did an interview with me about a year ago. And the title of the podcast episode is like Interview with Marcy. So that is Sandy's daughter. Um, yes, and she's gone through a lot and she is
Hmm.
she's changed her whole life. So you can listen to her
Hmm.
story just like Sandy has too. And it's we look at people and we think, oh, if they're going to make this huge change, there must be something special about them. I can't do the same thing.
Mm-mm.
Yes. And I see you shaking your head. And the answer is no. Even just ordinary people taking a few, just being more intentional and getting some of the support that we might need in a direction we want to go, we can change so much if, yeah, if that's what we want. Okay. So let's do our some Q&A about health, right?
Hmm.
Um, why did you decide to reach out for help with losing weight?
Well, like I said, I've always struggled with my weight. Um,
And what do you mean by that? Like to you, what is
I've,
struggling with weight?
I've always been overweight. As a child,
Okay.
I was always overweight. After I had my children, I really blossomed.
Okay.
Yeah, I gained a ton of weight. Um, I had gastric bypass in 2001 after my first husband passed away from cancer because I was the only one. I knew I had to raise my children and I had to get healthy and I was desperate. And so I had gastric bypass, which I lost a lot of weight. Was doing really well, and I got sick about a year later after I had it, and I had a seizure, and they couldn't figure out why I had the seizure. So it was one of those deals where they kept trying medication. I only had one seizure, but and they took away my driving license. I couldn't go to work because they were afraid I'd have another one. It was crazy. And I ended up gaining weight.
Mm.
Um, and then I never did get back down to my lowest weight, which was 175. Um, I just kept going up. And then when COVID hit, it just seemed like I kept gradually gaining. And then when COVID hit, it was I got back up to 285. Um, so I knew I had to lose weight. And then my mother passed away, and she was so sick, and it was all from diabetes. Um, Her blood pressure, she just went into her organs just started failing, her eyesight, her mind, and it was all contributed to those two diseases. And I just did not, I don't want to die like that. I want to try to keep as much control over my life as I can. And being healthy is one way of doing that. And I want to be around as long as I can for my grandkids and my kids. So I knew it was one of those deals. I know I have to get on track. I have to get healthy again. So that's when I turned to you.
Yeah. And you didn't come to me at 285. I know you had already been doing some
Trying,
things.
yes,
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 you were at about 235.
right,
Um,
yeah.
so I think that is so amazing that you did that much. just on your own too.
Hmm. Well, it helped because I made some great friends at church, and we started going to a fitness center together and doing aqua aerobics and just working out and walking and stuff. So I do think that helped. I had that their support, but it's like I got to 235 and I just couldn't move. It was like it, I don't know, there was just like a block there. I just couldn't get any farther.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
When well, about that time, or maybe even between that 285 and 235, what were your doctors saying to you about your health?
oh gosh. Um,
Now, I don't
well,
say this like there's no shame. Like,
no, I understand. It's just that I seen the path that my blood pressure, every time I would go to the doctor, my blood pressure would start going up. It would go up every time that I go. And it's like, if we can't get your blood pressure down naturally by, diet and exercise, we're going to have to put you on medication. It was getting that high. And I didn't want to go on medication. I want to try to stay off as much medication as I possibly can.
yeah,
So, and with my mom being as diabetic as she was, she was, and it just kind of runs in on my mom's side of the family being diabetic. I didn't want to go down that path because she was on shots, she was on pills, and it was just it was just not good. And I did not want to go. I didn't want to go down that path.
yeah.
So they just said you have to make some lifestyle changes. And then they found out I had a heart murmur, and turns out it's a leaky valve. So I got a few. I mean, it's not bad, but it's going to get worse. But the my cardiologist said the more weight you lose, the better it is for your heart. So I just went to the cardiologist, and that he was so happy that I have been losing this weight. He says that is the losing weight is the best thing you can do for your heart health. So other than exercising, but yeah, he was pleased, and so
Yeah, that was
yeah,
my next question. What are your doctors saying now? So your
yeah.
cardiologist is like so happy.
Oh, so happy. So I mean, it's like he was. It was amazing because you could just see it in his eyes. He was just smiling. He's like, "You're doing great. Whatever you're doing, keep it up." And then my family doctor, I just went and seen her a couple weeks ago, and she was like, because I asked her, I said, "Am I still considered obese?" And she said, "Yeah, you're on because of my BMI." She says, "You're still because of my height. If I was 5'8", I probably wouldn't have as big a BMI, but um, she said you're still considered overweight. Maybe not obese, but you're right. I'm on that border, and so I kind of want to get down to 145. I probably haven't weighed that since I was a kid, So I want to get to 145 just to see how good I feel. Because I think it can only I can only get better. I can only feel better at 145. So,
And where are
but
you right now?
I go between 160 and 165. Right now
Okay.
I'm at 164.
And how tall
So
are you, Sandy, for those
I am
listening?
5'2".
Five
So
two. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, so yeah, but
Okay. And what about blood pressure? Like, do they
oh, my
come?
blood pressure, when I was at the cardiologist, it was 108 over 54.
That's really good, right?
That's really good,
Yes.
especially
Okay.
for me, because I was pushing like 170 over 93, I think was the highest before I started losing weight.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
so,
And I was getting headaches and stuff, and I knew it was from my blood pressure. I could tell. And I couldn't walk up steps. I mean, without getting out of breath. Now it's no problem. I can carry stuff up the steps and not be out of breath. It's
oh,
just amazing. And my balance has improved. I can't believe how much my balance has improved losing weight. It's
that's
just, it's crazy.
And the reason I want you to share these details is because there are women out there thinking, yeah, well, her blood pressure was probably not here. Oh, she's probably taller than I am, or, and so it's like good to hear these little pieces that different women can relate to.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Okay. What do you think were some key factors in you losing weight this time?
You,
I will take that.
yeah.
I personally,
Um,
I
Because
believe in,
when we first started our sessions, I was doing an hour session, or was it half hour? It was an hour, wasn't it?
it was
Or
either
45 minutes?
45 minutes or
I
an
think it was
hour.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you just gave me a new way of looking at things and way of and tools to eat with. We did the food list, things that I wanted to keep and things that I thought I could do without. And I think the biggest thing was is that you told me it's okay if you mess up. It's okay. You just start over. You just do it again. Because before I would mess up and it's like, see, I did it again. I'm done. There's no sense of me even trying. But because I had you to talk to every week, if I messed up, it was like I knew it was going to be okay. It wasn't. I just next day start over. That's what Heidi would do. You know how you say, "What would Jesus do?" I say, "What would Heidi do?" I'll just start over. It'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. How many times have you told me it's not the end of the world? You
Right,
know,
that's true.
it's true. It's okay. That's the big thing. I need a shirt that just says it's okay. Because it is really we put so much pressure on ourselves to be, and we want everything right away. It doesn't work that way. It's like you're going to mess up. We're human. Things change. We just got to remember start over. It's going to be okay. You keep trying. You don't give up. And
Yes.
that's the big thing. I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up. I might backslide a little bit, eat a piece of cheesecake when I shouldn't, but it's okay.
Yeah. Oh man. Sandy, that might be the best compliment I've ever gotten. What would Heidi do? Oh, makes me feel so
I'm serious.
good.
That's how I talk to myself when I'm not with you. It's like, what would Heidi say? What would Heidi do? So
Oh,
yeah,
well, good. I'm glad that helps.
it does help. It helps a lot, and it helped my daughter a lot too. I'm so thankful that she found you, because then I
Yes.
found you.
Oh, I love you both.
Mm.
Oh, okay. How did you lose that weight this time without lots of shame and blame? You kind of hit on that with the it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, yeah, and I think the food list helped because we did the food list, things that I wanted to keep and the things that I didn't, and actually there was very little that I didn't keep. I just You just kept reinforcing that, you know, eat it, but just eat a little bit, get a taste of it, and that helped a lot. I don't know what it is, but when someone else, you can tell yourself that over and over again, but it's not quite the same when you have somebody else telling you that. I don't know. It's different. I can say, okay, I'll just have a little bit, and then I'll have a little bit, and it's like, okay, I'll just have a little bit more. And it's weird, but when I think of when you with you telling me that, it's like I got my taste. I'm okay. That's all I need, and I just move on.
I think it's
So
great. And
yeah,
yeah, it's really good. Okay. How did you feel about your overall health before hiring me? And how do you feel about your overall health now?
well, I think I've touched on that too quite a bit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I was just tired a lot and scared. I was
Mm,
scared that I just never thought I would have a long life because of my health. And I mean, I know we're all going to die, but it's how I want to die and what I want to accomplish. And I knew if I didn't get healthy and lose weight, I wasn't going to be able to do that. And it would be very hard for me to do that. And yeah, now I feel like I can do just about anything I want. It's given me more confidence. Um, like I said, I'm stronger. I have more stamina. Um, and it makes me want to help people that are overweight too. Because when I see someone that's my age that's struggling to walk or getting out of breath, it's like, oh my gosh, I've been there, you know? So if somebody wants to talk to me about it or whatever, like the women at church will say, well, how'd you do it? And, I talk to them and it's like, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, and so I try to help others. I can't do it the way you do it, but, I try to do it in my own way just to tell them that, there's hope. You can do it. And I, I pray a lot to God too. I talk to God all the time about this because, it's a weakness. It's a weakness. And I don't know. I just have to ask God to take it away, take that urge away to eat that chocolate and that cake. And yeah, it all helps me.
Yes. Okay. And then how did you feel about losing weight before life coaching with me versus how do you feel about losing weight now?
Mm. Like I said, I always, and it's everyone said, I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I would do good for a little while and then gain it right back. I would lose 10 or 12 pounds and then gain it right back. And then at times in my life I would gain 20, 30, 40 pounds. And I'd have to work so hard to get it off. And it's crazy because now if I gain 2 pounds, I, I, I weigh myself every day now. Before I didn't do that. I would like,
I think
oh,
that's a key factor actually in
yeah, I watch my weight. It's like you can't change something if you don't know where you're starting at. So
yes.
I make sure that I check my weight every morning before I start my day. And it's like, okay, if I don't like that number, I need to change it. So you know, I
Do
try
you
to reset my
feel,
mind.
yeah, do you feel more able to do that now
Yes,
versus before? Okay.
yes, I truly do. I feel like um, I can make better decisions now since I've been working with you. It's, I mean, when you write down all your food that you eat and you look at that list and it's on your fridge and it's like, wow, that's a lot of food. You don't need all that food. You know what I mean? And it's like, I need to eliminate this. I need to, and if I don't, and if I don't want to eliminate that, then I need to limit that. And it's
Hmm.
a lot easier for me to do that now. Before I couldn't do that. If I ate one thing and I wanted more, I'd just go ahead and eat it. And, you know, I just, yeah, I find it easier to put limits on myself. And like now we're talking about the times that I eat and how that affects my body. There's just so much, and the more the older I get, everything changes. It's so weird. You think once you get a certain age, your body just kind of stays the same, but it doesn't. I mean, your hormones are always changing, and I mean, it's just crazy the way your body constantly changes through the aging process all the way through.
Yeah. What has been your favorite part of losing weight with my help?
Mm. knowing that I get to talk to you every week.
Aw,
Because
awesome.
I know, because, how many times have I said, I've got this problem or this is what I want to do? And you'll say, I've got something, I'll send you some paperwork on this, or I'll send you a form on this. And it's like, it's not just the sessions, it's the stuff after the sessions too, that you give me things to work on when we're not talking, or um, you give me different ways of looking at things, which is amazing because you get so focused on just seeing it one way, and you help me see things a different way. So yeah, it's been an awesome help. I just can't imagine not talking to you.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good. What would you say to another woman who is considering hiring me to help them lose weight?
Mm,
Maybe even they're
to
just
do,
thinking about reaching out. I guess it doesn't even have to be
yeah,
specifically with me, but
yeah, just to try it and be open minded and listen. You'll you can you'll be surprised how much it helps because you can talk to your friends and you can talk to your family about things, but when you talk to somebody that's not personally involved, and that really doesn't they don't know your entire life or your history. It's different. It's kind of like refreshing, it's like it's I don't know. I don't know the right word for it, but yeah,
what would you say to a woman who kind of doubts that focusing on losing weight through and with life coaching could work for her? Is there anything you would tell her?
be open minded,
Mhm.
and if you have any, don't be afraid to tell how you feel because your feelings matter so much and they determine how you react.
Mm.
And that's what I like about dealing with you is that when I tell you how that made me feel, or something that happened to me that week made me feel, and you say, okay, well, let's see how you dealt with it. And it's just so refreshing and liberating knowing that there's no judgment with you. It's like you're going to help me. You're going to give me tools to help me. And and I truly believe that you could help anyone if they're willing to reach out and be honest with you. So,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Somebody needs to hear that. It's the encouragement, right? From someone who's
Hmm.
been there. You've been
Yep.
there. Um, it's it means a lot and there's more, it's just easier when you've seen someone go, when you hear from someone that's gone the path that you want to take that you have never taken, it comes across differently than, say, from me, if I haven't
Hmm.
had the same experiences and I'm like, no, this will work for you. It's a
Hmm.
different voice. It's a different view. Uh,
Hmm.
is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I just feel like I'm still on this journey, and I don't think it's ever going to end, and that's okay. You
Yeah.
know, it's the journey of life, and I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have it, and I want
Yes.
to take care of it. So, and I want to thank you for helping me.
Yes. And I love that you say that without dread,
Hmm.
that I'm gonna be watching but not uber focused on what I eat or anything. But I'm gonna have some things set in place so that if and when the scale has gone up a bit and I'm like, oh, something's a little off, I better focus a little bit more,
Hmm.
and our life, it does change. It's kind of ever changing, and we don't know what challenges are going to come. So it's good for us to be flexible and to have that kind of optimism of, yes, this is going to be part of my life. I need to take care of my body for my whole life. And if I'm willing to put some effort in, it's it's going to be a blessing for me.
Hmm.
That's what I
Amen.
got from what you just said. Like,
Yep. You said it better than me.
oh, I don't know about that, but it's worth it, I think.
Yes,
A little
it
bit of
is worth
effort,
it.
a little bit of focus, the setting some, ways of doing it. It's worth that effort. Uh,
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you, Sandy. You are an inspiration to me, and
Mhm.
hearing your experience, it will bless other women's lives. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.